Hey everybody, it's Vince from Spradley Kia here in Pueblo, Colorado. And today I'm going to do a quick video on the 2023 Kia Forte GT line in fire orange with black interior with the premium package. So I'm going to show you the difference between a standard GT line and then this vehicle here that has the premium package. Not a lot of differences, but enough to might make you want to jump up to the $1,700 premium package. So right away from the start, I'm just going to illustrate the daytime running lights right here. I really do like what the Forte has for the daytime running lights. I think they're really cool. The LEDs. You do have the Kia script badging right here on the front, nice and bold and easy to spot. And then you do have this cool kind of it's red. It looks kind of like it's the orange, but it is the red, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's red in there, in the tiger nose grille. It kind of blends in really nice with the orange. And then you have kind of that front fascia with the red striping. Pretty cool. I am a big fan of the Kia Forte. I drove a Forte from 2011 to 2018, so I've always liked them, and I've always said that if I were to drive something else besides what I drive now, I would always drive a high-end Kia Forte. I really do enjoy the wheels on this vehicle as well. I like that spoke design. That's really bold. Awesome. You do have the standard mirror caps here that are black in color with the LED lighting on it, so you know, so other drivers know you are turning, with the little turn signal flashers there. You have the one touch right here on the door handle, so you press that button once, it unlocks the door. You press it twice really fast, it'll unlock all 4 doors. It'll also lock those doors as well. You press it once, it'll lock. Press it 2, it locks all 4. And then you have kind of the back here. Got the gas cap on the left hand side. You have the rear spoiler in black, which I really do like. And then you have the Kia logo there, big and bold, which is pretty cool. This is the GT line, so you do have GT line badging right there on the bottom right hand corner. And then you come back here a little bit, and then you can kind of see the back of the vehicle there with Forte branded on the left. I really do like what they've done with the lights on the Kia Forte. You kind of have that light bar there across the trunk, and then you have these cool lights down here on the bottom by the rear diffuser. Fortes have a lot of room, so when I show you guys the trunk, just go ahead and press that guy. Pops open. Nice big beautiful trunk there with pass-through. So you have these little levers here that you can pull, and then it'll pull down that 60-40 split there in the back of the trunk. And then you have your little hidden cubby space underneath with the inflator kit. So most manufacturers now, I mean all the ones I've really seen, if you have a front wheel drive vehicle, you have an inflator kit. All-wheel drive vehicles come with a spare tire, so inflator kit there, but there is room for a spare tire, so if you went and bought your own or got the Kia spare tire kit, it would fit back there nicely. You do have the kind of the pull handle there, so just uses just a little bit minimal effort to close the trunk. Super light. Trunk closes. Okay, so coming into the inside of the vehicle, I'm going to show you a couple of things, but there's that black colored shark fin on the fire orange, which I think stands out really well. So you do have that shark fin right there. Coming into the back of the vehicle, you have these really nifty design seats here. I really like the stitching on that. Really cool. This guy does seat 5. This is our small sedan. So I can get back here. When it comes to leg room, well, it's not a lot, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that seat is pushed pretty far back. That seat would probably sit a little bit closer. I have the driver's seat kind of positioned the way I would sit. Maybe it's a little bit reclined more than what I would expect. But as you can see, not a lot of knee room here for me, and I'm, 5'10". So not a lot of room. Shoes are all dirty because it's been snowing here and haven't had time to get shined. So I got a little picture there of my dirty shoes. And go ahead and close the door. Do I feel claustrophobic back here? No, I don't. It's you know, it's comfortable. Wish I had a little bit more leg room. I kind of have to sit kind of spread a little bit there, but not horrible. And like I said, I would definitely drive a high-end Kia Forte if I had to. I mean, it was one of those things where they're great cars. You have your oh crap handles right here with your garment hook. You do have lighting back here that you can press. It'll turn on your back lights. And then one of the things in the premium package with the GT line is that sunroof. So you do see the sunroof there. Kind of a cloudy day here in Colorado. And then you do have the little guy that folds down right here for your cup holders, which I don't know why is being difficult. Man, that was harder than it should have been to do it with one hand. I wonder why. That felt a little weird. But great armrest there, very comfortable. Can't complain. Just kind of an overshot there of the cabin. I really do like the big screen that they put on these Fortes now, and I'll talk about that here in just a moment. You do have your map pocket back here, if that's what they still call it. It's got the little mesh net there, and then there is not one behind the driver's seat, so that is just the plastic there. One thing I want to point out that might be kind of a better angle than if I were up front is the sport pedals. So you do have the sport pedals in the GT line with premium package, which are really cool. I'm a fan of those you know, aluminum pedals there, which are pretty cool. You do have the GT line steering wheel, so it's got that flat bottom, which I am a fan of. And then you have your center console there. Now you can see the wireless phone charging shelf, which is pretty cool. And then you have your standard gear column with, you know, park, reverse, neutral, drive. And then you can use that column and pop it to the left and go into a sport mode, which is pretty cool. And then you have a camera button there. So if you press that button on the right hand side, it will activate the rear camera. Your electronic parking brake and your auto hold. So auto hold is quietly one of my favorite Kia features. If you are like at a red light or a drive-through, or if you're somewhere where you're just not moving and you want to take your feet off the brake to kind of, you know, relax a bit, you put your foot down on the brake and press that auto hold button right there. And then you'll see auto hold pop up on the screen, and then you can, if it's auto hold in green, you can take your feet off the brake and then you can just relax, and then you'll stay in a parked position. The second you want to accelerate, all you do is hit the accelerator and then you will go. And so it's super cool. And then next time, if you want to put yourself back into auto hold, all you have to do is put your foot down really hard on the brake. It'll put you back into auto hold, and that's, you know, for like one revolution of the car engine being turned on. So I actually do like auto hold a lot. I actually use it a lot in my Kia. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in. You kind of got your little shelf in the back right there that covers the trunk with your child anchor locks. Pretty cool there if you have little ones. And then you have here in the seats down here, you have the little anchor hooks as well for car seats. So you have that built into the back seats as well. You could probably fit 2 fairly large car seats back here pretty comfortably. Okay, let's go into the front. Before I hop in the front, let me just read off the little list here of what you get in the premium package right there on the window sticker. So you do get the GT line premium package with electronic parking brake, the forward collision avoidance for cyclists, smart cruise control with stop and go, LED overhead interior lighting, power sunroof with sunshade, the Harman Kardon premium audio system, which is really cool, and then again that wireless phone charger. So when you move from an LX to a GT line, Then you get the stuff up here, which is mainly all the safety features: rear cross traffic, blind spot, lane keep assist, all that kind of stuff. You do get the bigger 10.25-inch touchscreen with the built-in navigation, and then the heated mirrors. Pretty cool. I really do enjoy the GT line and the GT version of this car. It is really a lot of car for the money that you get. So kind of just starting here left to right, you do have your window controls, your child door locks. This is your one-touch window control, so you press it once and the window will go all the way down. You push it back up, it'll go all the way up with just one touch. You got your mirror controls there at the top. You have your brushed aluminum here on the door handle with the little lock. And then coming to the driver's seat, you do not have electronic seats with this trim level, so you do have the pump, so you can pump yourself up and down, and then you have the bar there underneath, so you can scoot yourself forward or backward. Go ahead and hop in here. Well, maybe I was lying. This seat is kind of pulled back a little bit further than how I normally would have it. Let me bring this up a bit. Okay, that's better. So that's probably about 10 degrees worth of room there that I had. So maybe that back seat with the legs wouldn't have been too bad. Starting from left to right now that I'm inside the car. So I really do enjoy these aeronautical vents that Kia has in the Forte. Same thing that's in the Stinger, and I'm a big fan of the Stinger as well. The Forte has kind of been advertised as the baby Stinger in recent years. So it's kind of cool that they share those same little circle aeronautical vents. You do have your illumination for that center screen and for the infotainment screen right there. So you can press that button either up or down and you can change the illumination for that screen. You have your blind spot detector. So when you turn that on, you'll see the little orange indicator there in the mirror indicating that it is on. Anytime something's highlighted amber in this car, that means it is turned on. So that's how you know that. And then you have your traction control turn on or off right there. There's really no reason to turn that off with just normal driving. So that is what that is. Coming up to the cluster here, you kind of just have your standard cluster with your gauges, you know, fuel on the right hand side, the speedometer, the odometer. This car has only been driven 12 miles. It's just fresh off the truck. You do have 390 miles till empty of range on this thing, and it does have a full tank. And then it is currently a nice 54 degrees outside. And then you have your steering wheel. So with the steering wheel, you do have your volume control and your track control right there with the toggle switches. You can activate right there your voice control. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in this car, so if you can use that for Siri or Bixby or whatever your digital assistant would be, depending upon what phone you use. Mode, when you click on mode over here, you're going to see that you're going to cycle through different types of audio. So you can select either Bluetooth, phone projection, the sounds of nature, which is Kia's little relaxing little meditation information, anything on a USB stick or USB, and then a FM controls there. So you can just, when you hit mode, you can just cycle through your multiple music sources. So that's something that is that. You do have your customizable button there on the star. So if you press that guy, you're going to be able to set up a customizable button for that. You can have quiet mode, which we'll talk about in a minute, routes, maps, home screen, voice memo, privacy, end or reject call. Honestly, most people are probably going to choose end or reject call because it is kind of just natural. You have accept a call there. That guy is probably going to be decline a call. That's just kind of, but it does give you the option to change anything with a star in a Kia. It gives you the option to make that a customizable button. Coming to the right hand side, this is kind of where you got your cruise control and your adaptive cruise control. So pretty hard to demonstrate, it just parked here, but you do have adaptive cruise control and cruise control there. You have forward lane keep assist right there, which kind of uses the information up there above the mirror to detect the cars in front of you, especially if you're like on a 2-lane highway, something where it's not easily to read all the lines in the road. It'll use the forward lanes, the information in front of you, mainly a car, to make sure that keeps you on the road. And then you have your 2 pages button. So 2 pages button, I don't know why people miss this a lot, but that 2 pages button moves you from left to right across that center console screen. And then the toggle button underneath, this guy right there, moves you up and down. So like in this screen, for example, you kind of have your standard little screen with the car, which will show you your lane keep assist information. And then you can toggle that up or down with the attention level. And you can just go your driving info, sensory fueling, accumulated info. A lot of people miss that you can put a standard digital speedometer there, which I'm going to actually leave. A lot of customers like that, so I'm just going to leave that right there. Coming down here, you do have auto lights, which is quietly one of my favorite features on any car, no matter what brand. I've never messed with my lights in about a year, so that's kind of cool. Your lights go off and on as the sun goes up and down, and then you have your windshield wipers here, so that's kind of cool too. All right, and then you have the nice GT line badging right there on the steering wheel, which is pretty cool. All right, let's move over to the infotainment system. So, infotainment system, little house takes you home, fully touchscreen. So right here, this is kind of like your main screen. You have your time, your media source, your date, and then you have your maps over there with kind of that little quiet inlay. If you touch it, it'll take you directly to maps. And then this is a tri-level screen. So you have 3 levels here, 3 boxes, and you can swipe this third one up and down and go to different pieces of information. So music, I don't know why it gives you 2 maps, but maps, time, compass, calendar, weather, and then there's you can delete or add those kind of in the settings as well. So like personally, I took off the compass. That way the compass never shows right there. And then when you have your phone paired to this, that's where you get your calendar and your weather. This little triangle there will kind of put you into full screen mode. And then a little house up in the corner always takes you home. So a little house will take you back to your main screen. If for any reason you don't like the touchscreen here, you do have your physical buttons kind of down there. They're not physical, but they are just takes you to, you know, they're like hotkeys. So map, navigation, another customizable button there because of the star. I have it set to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. So this car does have both of those devices, but you do need a phone that can support that with a USB cable. Track and seek, radio, media, and setup. So kind of your main screen here, you do have your maps, navigation, Bluetooth, you know, your phone controls, phone projection, which again is Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, voice memos, climate, valet mode, quiet mode. Now I'm not going to demonstrate quiet mode because YouTube will then flag my video, but when quiet mode is selected, all radio and media is played only in the front seats. Volume is automatically lowered, and then it's only played in the front. So if you have people sleeping in the back, you can go into this mode here and just kind of have a quieter experience for your rear drivers. Your rear passengers. A little back arrow takes you back. Radio, media, setup, Kia Connect notifications, and user's manual. Now, Kia Connect is something that your sales representative should be going over with you. We kind of get paid for it, so it's one of those things where if your Kia rep does not go over this with you, I don't know why they wouldn't. It's kind of their loss, but super helpful. Kia Connect settings. This is where you would activate your 911 Connect. So if you're ever in an accident and your airbag is deployed, the car will call 911 for you if your phone is connected. In some cases, it'll also give them your GPS location. And then this is also the same screen where you activate Kia Connect. So that's, you just subscribe to the terms of service, click agree, click next. Then it's going to have you enter your phone number and or your email, and it will send you a link. You follow the instructions on the link, click submit. Next thing you know, you download the app, boom, you have Kia Connect. So Kia Access. So what that does is that gives you things like remote start, remote climate, depending upon what car you have, you know, remote air conditioned seats, remote heated seats, remote heated steering wheel, all that kind of stuff. Customizable climate. You can find a car that's missing. So if your car goes missing, you would be able to, you know, track that. So a lot of cool things with Kia Connect, which is free for the first year. Just going to hit the back arrow a couple of times. This is also where you would have roadside assistance. A brand new Kia gets 5-year 60 roadside assistance. So it's another reason why we don't have a spare tire in the back. It kind of helps save money. And then you can also add the built-in roadside assistance, so you can always get towed to the nearest service center. But it is kind of something that we offer with all of our new Kias. So pretty cool. Play around with those settings because they are actually pretty useful. One thing I want to tell you guys is the setup button. Under setup and then under vehicle, this is where you would set up all of your little customizable alerts, your driver's assistance like the lane keep assist, climate, lights, cluster, all that kind of stuff. Here in convenience, you do have your rear occupancy alert that you can turn off, which if you're in this car and you don't have kids, you're just kind of a single adult, or hell, a married adult, you can turn that off, because I doubt you're going to be leaving any kids in the car. You can also want to make sure your wireless charging system is turned on. With the door, you can enable and disable the 2-press unlock, window controls, and the smart trunk. So the smart trunk is kind of cool. It's it'll open the trunk lid automatically when you approach the trunk with the smart key. So I just turned that on actually before I did the video, so that's why the smart trunk did not open when I did that, because you would have had to turn the car off and on, I believe. Lights, climate, cluster, you can change your cluster theme, illumination, the welcome sound, you could turn that on or off. Or again, the driver's assistance is probably where you're going to spend a lot of your customizable time. And then here, user profile is kind of important. If you have multiple drivers in this car, you could set your user profile to 2 different people, and then you can change the little picture. You could name the car whatever you want, which is kind of cool. So definitely super easy to use. Want to talk about the time? So if you just press the time up there, you go into your date and time settings. So something that is pretty easy to use and manage. I mean, they made this thing really, really in tune to being customizable. If something's wrong, just tap on it and it should take you where you want to go. Now, one thing I want to show you here, kind of wrapping up, is the climate. I should have had this turned on because it is getting a little toasty in here, but we are going to turn the climate here. You do have dual climate control, and then you can sync your climate to the driver. If you have, let's say you're up here and my passenger is super hot, because that's what my wife usually is and I'm always cold, so super hot, and if you click sync, boom, it syncs it to the driver. So just an easy way to do that. You want to make sure your AC is turned on with your AC button there. So remember, like I said, if it's highlighted amber or highlighted orange, that means it is on. You have your directionals for where you want your air, your circulated air, blower speeds for the fan. Nice and chill, I like that. Rear defrosters, front defrosters, and then you have auto climate, and then you can turn the whole thing off. So, and then with just a touch of a button, no matter which one, you'll be able to turn the climate right back on. So kind of cool. Another kind of close-up look of the wireless phone charging shelf, and then your little cubby under there with your USB port, your 12 volt, and your other USB-C right there. So kind of can't see it because of the thing. Pretty nifty. All of your little ports. I mean, honestly, if you're a single person, like in your 20s, or if you're like a small little family and you need a cheap, inexpensive vehicle with all the warranty in the world, this car really is the way to go. So I really do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned some things and kind of saw what that premium package offers. Here's the little look at the mirror and the little Kia Access, Kia Connect you can go right to with the button on the mirror. Sunglass holder, controls for the sunroof. And if you've made it this far, again, I just want to say I do enjoy your support. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, just boop that like button, like and subscribe. And I definitely do appreciate it. I try and do as many different cars as I can. And the Forte is one of my funner ones. Let's go and put this on the lot, shall we? I have 0 Fortes on the lot except for this guy. This is my only one. Fortes are pretty hot sellers. I think I have 1 K5, I have 1 Telluride. I have a lot of Sorrentos actually incoming. I think I have 1 Sorrento on the ground. I have 2 Seltoses. I have 0 Carnivals. Not a lot of inventory. I have a lot of CPO inventory, a lot of used inventory, but not a lot of like new inventory. I think I have 1 Kia Soul and I have 1 Sportage, which is rare because the Sportages have been selling faster than our Tellurides. There's the white Sportage right over there. I'm gonna park this guy just right here next to the K5 by our little balloon. Maybe I'll take some pictures here in a second. But again, thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, I definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to boot that like button, and thank you. And I will see you guys down at the dealership.